Stirling. Almost every night, these four-engine bombers are taking tremendously heavy loads to Germany.
Hey everyone, welcome to another Heavy Metal Diecast video. We've got a pretty big one here again. This is a big English bomber here. It is a short Stirling Mk.III 1/72nd scale diecast, of course, by Corgi here. The short Stirling was the first British four-engine heavy bomber to enter RAF service in 1940, of course. Although it was the second preference to the Supermarine Type 317, but delays and then the actual destruction of the prototypes in a German bombing raid meant that the short Stirling got the full go-ahead. And it was produced until 1945 with around 2,371 aircraft made before its eventual retirement shortly after the war in 1946. But by 1943, the short Stirling was relegated to sort of second line duties like mining German ports, being used as glider tugs, and the role of strategic bombing would be then taken over by the more capable Halifax and Lancaster bombers. This particular one, the Gremlin teaser, is from a No.199 Squadron. What made this actual aircraft a bit unusual is it actually had some nose art, so which was very unusual for RAF aircraft. The Americans did use it a lot, but RAF did not use art on their aircraft too much. And it's like a pin-up girl with some angel wings and stuff like that. This aircraft would fly over 60 sorties, and its final missions would be that of like countermeasure missions during the D-Day invasion. I picked this up from Amazon for $340. That was including the delivery. All right, let's get this big box open and stop talking about it, and let's have a look at this model properly. So here it is out of the box. It does come with the usual collector card. So there is a limited run of 1,000, and it does have some details, and of course your limited run number, and the usual typical Corgi cards that do come with this. And this thing is quite big. We'll get this massive lid off, and look at that. That is absolutely huge. So obviously you've got, if my sausage fingers can pick it up, a big cradle stand here. And this is all, with the big larger bombers and stuff like, these are all metal. So this whole cradle is all metal. And you do actually have the little baggie, which does have all the landing gear and everything like that for gear down, and some bomb ordnance and everything like that as well, and which needs to be affixed to the aircraft. In here there is a little rack of ordnance here. I'll get that out and show you in some more details, but we'll concentrate on the plane. I'll try and get this out, and hopefully it is quite heavy. It's got a reasonable weight to it, and I'll move this box out of the way for you. And we will have a little look at this. Wow. This is pretty big. And that looks absolutely awesome. We'll try and have a look at some of these details. Have a bit of a look at those panel lines. This thing is huge. It does have like a little turret. Of course, there's a little crew member in there. Have a little look at the back. There is the rear turrets as well, and the guns move up and down. The turret moves and everything as well, which is pretty cool. I think that'll be the same here as well. Which does, yep, that does turn around. The guns are quite short in this one, which is something a little bit unusual. That's how it's supposed to be. Details on the side. This is quite an impressive aircraft, and not a bad rendition from Corgi, of course. We'll have a look at the front. We'll check out some engine detail. Hopefully we can see some. The propellers do spin nicely. Check out the front. The turret does move around as well. If I can get some focus for you. There is some crew members in the top as well. Yeah, that's pretty full on. And there's the nose art. That looks pretty cool. And these all spin nicely, of course. we will turn this over. Have a look from underneath. So it's all black underneath. Try and show you some of those panel lines. So obviously it comes in flight mode, so you've got to pull these sections out to put the landing gear in. It's got some great detail underneath as well. And obviously through here, that can be removed as well, and you can put a bomb load in. And there's also, I think a bomb load can be put in these sections as well. And that one's dropped out in the box. That cover, oops. It is a bit large, I did whack the camera again. It's the fun of these larger aircraft. But, well, we've got it turned over, so what we'll do is we'll get this out with some landing gear, and I'll put the ordnance in there, and we'll have a look at it with the bomb load and everything like that as well. We'll be right back in a second. What I want to show you is it does come with these two little accessories which have some ordnance in there, which go into the wings. It also has this whole bomb ordnance that you need to slide in, and this is all made out of metal. This is all metal, and that looks really cool. So we'll slide that in the aircraft. I'm going to pull this out for the tail wheel, and it...
No!
doesn't... And it doesn't want to come out at all. It is... I am actually pulling my fingers apart, trying to get this out. Corgi, what have you done?
Denied.
It's sort of loose to come out, but oh, man, I can't get this out. Jesus. And here we have it all kitted out. It's yeah, as I showed you, that tail wheel section did not want to come out. I actually had to cut it out with a knife. I mean, I might be getting old, but I'm not getting that bloody weak. This was a nightmare to pull out, as you saw. And eventually, I did get it out, but I did a little bit of the paint because sort of got slightly scratched off there because I was trying to pry it out. It was insanely hard to get out. I don't know why. Hopefully, it was just for me. But yeah, you just drop that little module in there and put your two little tail wheels in there. And then you have your bomb ordnance. That, as I said, that's all metal. You slide that in and you put those other two ones in there. And then you drop your modules for your wheels, your main landing gear here, and they roll. And actually the tyres themselves have like a, not a plastic feel, it's sort of a more of a rubbery feel to it too. So that's all right too. And it does set up really nice. But obviously having the, all this open and everything like that, it does present insane amounts of ordnance that does get dropped out of these aircraft. And I reckon it does look fantastic. We will flip it over and have a look at it right side up. It's got some great details on it. Look at those antennas that you can see there. It's just insane. And of course that nose art is just pretty wicked, that one. But this aircraft as a whole, I reckon it is pretty good. As I said, this is quite large, as you can see. It is quite a formidable size and a bit of a beast of an aircraft. We'll put it down on the deck here. And there she sits nicely. And yeah, I reckon it sets up all right. I'll zoom in a fraction for you, because I have got this up quite high for the size of it with the stand. And I reckon this aircraft is really, it is a nice looking aircraft and comes up quite fantastic actually. And as I said, it does have that that large cradle that you can put the aircraft on. I will take some photos of it on there. I won't bore you by doing it on here. But I reckon this aircraft is awesome. All right, I'll wind this video up. So if you did enjoy the video at all, hey, throw us a bit of a like if you can spare that time. And as I say, if you have yet to subscribe to the channel, feel free to do so. So once again, this is by Corgi. It's 1/72nd scale. I'll take some happy snaps of this massive aircraft and I'll chuck them up at the conclusion of the video. This is the short Stirling Mk.III, the Gremlin teaser, and it is from RAF Squadron number 199, and this is during 1944. And I reckon it comes up awesome. And hopefully, if you get your hands on it, you can see how how awesome it is for yourself. And, you know, as I said, sausage finger test, it is quite a large aircraft. All right, guys, thank you so much for spending your valuable time watching another one of our videos. I hope you did enjoy it. All right, you all have a fantastic rest of your day. Cheers, guys.